Secondly, from Japan, the co-founder and CEO of Sky SQL, everybody, Daniel Sato. Thank you. And we also have from Red Dot Ventures in Singapore, Leslie Lowe. Give it up for Leslie Lowe. Come on now. And lastly, and certainly not leastly, used to live in Japan, lived in Korea, lived in Beijing, and now lives in Malaysia. Mr. Asia, everybody, founder and CEO of Plus 8 Star, Benjamin Joff, everybody, originally from France. We are going to bring up 8 companies, and they are going to battle in the startup arena. Okay, let's do the pyrotechnics and the fire. Come on, bring it up. For a second, you guys actually really thought there was going to be some fire that didn't. I really got you. So what I'm going to do is actually bring up the energy, get the juice going. This is going to be Team A, all right? Team A, right? Yes? Team B. Team C. And Kiki from MiG-33, you're Team D, okay? Let's hear it from Team A. Come on. Come on, you can do better than that. Team A. Team B. Team C. Team D. Yeah, all right, excellent. One more time. Team A. Team B. Team C. Team D. Yeah, all right, okay, good. All right, our first startup to do battle, everybody, is Harpoen. Give me some juice for Harpoen, everybody. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jake. Are we up on the slides here? Okay, great. Hi, my name is JP. I'm the co-founder of Harpoen. It's great to be here today. And Harpoen is a new concept, location-based messaging app that turns everything around you, right, into interactive conversations. And we do this through 2 ways. The first way is we allow you to leave a mark everywhere. And when you leave a mark, what you're really doing is just beginning a conversation with the future, with people who have yet to arrive at that physical space where you are now. The second way we do it is allowing you to discover a mark. And when you find a mark, really what you're doing is figuring out who came before you in that specific place and what happened. It's as if the walls could actually talk. Now, social and location are 2 huge themes, obviously, in our world now. And as we move deeper into a 3.0 global web, I think we all recognize that there's incredible challenges we need to solve with respect to content distribution on mobile. And we think Harpoen solved this in a unique and innovative way, which is fundamentally aligned with human nature. This is the Temple of Dender, 1st century Egyptian, on display at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. And what's so cool is when we look up close, yeah, we see Egyptian hieroglyphs, but we also see 19th century graffiti. Napoleon soldiers and later British ones, these guys left their marks. The Lascaux Cave in France. The Lascaux Cave in France. 15,000 years ago, prehistoric men and women left their mark on these walls. And what's so cool also is these walls continue to speak to us today just as profoundly and just as deeply as it did to those ancient people. Right? This could be in your backyard. It could be in anyone's backyard. Right? Who among us has not left a mark? Right? On a school bench, on a tree, in a park bench, we all have. And this is it. Leaving a mark is a deeply and fundamentally human trait. So that's a big wind-up, and I'm really excited to show you the app now. So this is it. We load directly into the home screen. All of these that load now are messages. These are cards that have been left within 50 meters of you. The app moves with you when you walk around, which is really interesting when you're walking and driving. So I'm going to simply hit the plus button to leave my mark here. I'll just paste something in and add a photo of a gorilla from my camera roll, and hit the plus button again, and it's the same thing as if I'm writing it on the digital walls here. And this thing will stay here now, and if I simply touch it, it will preview in the bar down there, and touch it again to open it. So there we go, 0 meters away, 8 seconds ago. Now I can also access it through the Around Me button, and let me open up one there. So right here, there's an oblique reference to Star Wars, right here. Now check this out, I just had a notification come in. So I'm going to touch my menu button, and I'm going to access Trail. Trail is where all my interactions are stored, so I can always go down and look, way at the bottom there is something from yesterday that's 7 kilometers away. It's okay because I did interact with it at one point in time. So I open up this, my co-founder Ty has just commented, is that your rank or IQ? So I'm going to respond back. Never cross the 8. And there we go. Now he will get a push notification exactly like I did. So that's pretty cool. We're pretty excited about it. Right now we're in pre-launch. We've had 33,000 heart views in the past dozen weeks on the smallest major smartphone operating system in Indonesia, which is obviously iOS. And what we've been doing is iterating, quickly absorbing feedback from all of our users. And right now we want to take Harpoen out and we want to introduce it to everyone. Because when you think about the size of the opportunity, imagine getting location-based news content pushed to you wherever you are. Imagine getting a recommendation to see an exhibit at the zoo when you're at the zoo with your children. Imagine getting a food recommendation from a friend who's just left the party that you're at now. Imagine getting a write-up from a critic on an art exhibition that you're at right now. Or imagine getting a simple brash statement from a friend in one of your shared spaces. This could be at your campus, this could be at your library, your gym, even in your apartment building. And when we think about the possibilities that are there in terms of location-based distribution, we think about news, we think about music, we think about a lot of things, and it's something we're really excited about. Here's our team. I'm JP, Agatha, and Ty. We have a booth downstairs, so we'd love to see you. And I'd just like to say a quick thank you. Thank you to judges, of course. Thank you to Startup Asia. Check us out on the web. Please email me. And of course, please download Harpoen. It's available from the App Store now. The latest version's in the App Store, but the brand new version is available at our booth. So come check it out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harpoen, everybody. I thought we were going to have the judges comment on that, my mistake. Our next startup is from...
So you pitch very clear, nicely presented. I'd say I've seen similar concepts about 10 years ago when it was a different world with different phones. But the concern I have about your service is that you haven't talked about the business model. You talk about doing things with content, building this type of ecosystem. There's actually a lot of legwork. Even Foursquare is not doing that well, even though they have that much money to do it. So overall, I have a feeling that your service is kind of a nice thing, but not really a must-have. Like, how is it going to change the life of people to the point that they really want to use it every day? Sure. So if you can comment on your business model. There's actually a lot of things, but business model, user acquisition strategy, and how is it going to make my life so much better?
Sure. So, I mean, to be addicted to something, you're going to want to use it every day, right? And we talk a lot with our users now, and there's a couple things they tell us. One thing users use it a lot now is for harping Wi-Fi passwords in venues. And a lot of them also leave notes and reminders for themselves there. We've also heard some things about university students leaving things in classrooms. I'm not sure how real or not that is. But I think it's a very valid point because if we talk about location-based distribution of news content and music, yeah, you're absolutely right. Those are huge mountains we need to climb. So this is one of the objectives of us being here also. We'd like to engage and begin a discussion with content partners also. Because, I mean, premium and enterprise accounts is obviously one way to go with this. Location-based distribution of, content that can be monetized, but it's not necessarily an ad, is another. But every business or every brand, every musician, every artist, they have physical spaces in the real world that they care about, and people visit those, and why not take care of them in this kind of world also? And it's unconfined, obviously. You could post a harp and a rice paddy when you're on vacation in Bali just as easily as you can at your local coffee shop. But point taken, obviously developing these partnerships is a serious thing.
I like the demo, it's really crisp. But I don't see what kind of problem take it that you've probably been working on this for quite some time. But it's one of those tools that I just use because it's a fad. But what kind of problems do you want it to solve aside from putting Wi-Fi passwords or anything? It's digital form of tagging, graffiti tagging. But aside from that, what other things do you see it going into?
Sure. I mean, imagine a world where if your interests are English, Premier League soccer, and music and food, and you can put these kind of categories into like a list, and when you're around stuff that's tailor-made for you that conforms to what you declare, hey, I'm interested in this stuff, then the app will like alert you to this stuff. And that can obviously be news, that can be food recommendations. Yes, it can be Wi-Fi passwords to start with. But I think as we move deeper into the implications of like a mobile web, it's also about taking back boundaries. So some of my co-founders here are out at a restaurant on Friday night, and I'm at home watching Game of Thrones. Maybe I'm not interested in seeing what they're putting out there in real time, but if I end up at that same restaurant 3 weeks later, I think that dialogue becomes a lot more poignant then. And then I think with the process of notifications and so on, at least the way we're thinking about it, is that that dialogue can happen then. So it's almost like you're reclaiming boundaries back, you're taking back space, rather than having to keep up almost with like this, flood stream. But point taken as well, thank you.
Thanks. Interesting things. My concern is only one thing, is that the service seems to be very open, and it's up to you how you want to use it. But you can use it to find Wi-Fi password or leave a message to a secret message to someone, whatever. But it's making it difficult for people to relate to that as well. Right? Because when it's so open, I don't know how to use it, then they don't use it. So what is your plan? How you plan to get, let's say, your first 500,000 users?
I think the first way you gotta do that is to make an awesome product that people want to use on a daily basis. And this is why we chose to launch on iOS here, the smallest major one, right? The iPhone community here is engaged, they're intelligent, and they're really excited. They're excited in general, not just only excited about this. And that's been a real blessing for us also, to directly engage with them over the course of our quote-unquote soft launch period and help them design tools that they want to see. So I think, if you build something for 500 and they really like it, you can scale up, and you just got to please one person at a time.
My input is that sometimes it's not a wise idea to let the user decide what they want to do. You have to show them what they can do and how to help them to get the feel of it. Otherwise, that they just hang there out in the cloud.
Sure. No, point taken. Also, we're in the process of developing content partnerships, both with brands, with artists, actually installation artists and fine artists and so on, and others, to help them again showcase the content that they care about in the physical world. But thank you again.
Thank you, judges, and thank you, JP from Harpoen, JP the team.